A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH286, Patricia and David, on what has been a torrid day here in New Zealand, and it continues. Fortunately, David and I have been sitting in our house listening to whether the roof's going to come off or not. It's amazing. The barometer this morning was 906.5. And it is now 1,005. That is up nine since 10 o'clock this morning. So you can imagine that the winds have been rather interesting. This morning at that time it was 20 knots gusting 30 from the northwest, and it is now 20 knots gusting 31 from the southwest. It changed about 2 o'clock. 20 degrees this morning and now 15 as we get this southwester, but at least we've got a bit of sun, 50% cloud cover at the moment. So totally amazing weather. We've just been watching the news from the South Island, covered in snow down south and central.
Amazing.
Absolutely. It looks like the middle of winter. So it's just not very pleasant down there because many of them still don't have any power, but they are slowly getting power poles back up and doing well. Thank you, David, for not fiddling with that noisy tin. Okay, we have actually stronger winds heading towards Montego Bay. There is a Hurricane Melissa, the strongest one of the season, and it's heading towards bang on Montego Bay and then on to Cuba. So they're all expecting a lot of damage over there. Anyway, let's get on to our boats. We've got a couple of single-handers tonight. I feel sorry for those that have come into Opua or are coming in, but we certainly have Callisti in, as I mentioned yesterday. They had, I've got an email from them, they had rather a sporty time coming up the Veronica Channel. We've never had to do this. Very strong winds, gusting 40 knots against the tide. So that was a very unpleasant way to end their trip. But I guess they've had a jolly good rest and recuperation today. Okay, on to, we'll go for the further south boat, not very far ahead of Soy Libre, but Mackay, Gulf Harbour Radio.
Harbour Radio, this is Mackay.
How good, Barry, and you've had it certainly a lot easier wind-wise than we've had it here. Go ahead with your report, over.
Yeah, Roger, we have had just champagne sailing, fantastic conditions for us. My current position, 2002 south, 17701 east. And I am on a course of 185 true, 185 true. Of course, that's bouncing around because I'm steering under a wind vane at the moment. Speed over ground 6.0 knots, but it is falling from earlier today. The winds are starting to abate. We got 6.0 knots speed over ground, wind 1-2 knots out of the east, 1-2 knots east, swell 1 meter from the east. Sky severe clear, not a single cloud in the sky. Bar is 1019, and all is well in Mackay, over.
Well, with conditions like that, I can imagine you have enjoyed it and all is well. Okay, we have Mackay left left a dinner out yesterday evening. 2002 south, 17701 east. On a course of 185 true at 6 knots using the wind vane, 12 knots east and 1 metre easterly swell, clear skies 1019. Wow, I can see why you have enjoyed today's sail. Wouldn't it be nice if it was always like that? Mind you, everybody would be out there if it was always like that.
You left just in time.
Yes, David said you left just in time. It's evidently blowing like snot, as we say in Fiji. So, you got out of Dodge just in time, Barry, over.
Yeah, Roger, we really felt that we timed this one well. Although I am a little nervous because I know nature tends to keep a balance, and it's been so nice. I'm wondering what's going to be on store for us at the other end, over.
Yeah, well, you know that there is a possibility, but you and Andy have to keep the pedal to the metal, and you know you have to do that. So, yes, we won't talk about the ETA, but hopefully they're going to make up a little bit of time and just not mess around too much if the wind drops. I will talk to you about that later. All right, we'll clear with you, Barry, and go on to Andy on Soy Libre, who I guess has got pretty much the same conditions. Soy Libre, Soy Libre. Oh dear. I'm not sure if you're on the same frequency. I think there's somebody there on 8752 single sideband, but I'm really not copying you. Did you hear him, Barry? Over?
Yeah, he's loud and clear here, but Andy, check your power level and make sure you're tuned up. Over. Yeah, how am I coming now?
Well, that's better because I can copy you, but nowhere near the strength of Barry. But go ahead, over.
Degrees, 49 seconds south, 177 degrees, 05 east. And I have a course of 179 degrees at 5.5 to 6 knots.
Okay, I have Soy Libre at 1949 south, just behind Barry on Mackay, 17705 east, on a course of 179, I think true, 5.5 knots with the same conditions, 12 knots from the east, 1 meter seas, clear skies, 1019 on the bar. And is all going well with you, Andy? Over. Good show. Thank you for that. And all right, we will clear with you two guys heading south. I'm just going to see if there's anybody on streaming. And yes, there is. Pura Vida on their way here. 1915 south and 17929 west. The course over ground for them is 161 and the speed is 6.7. They have easterly winds at 12 knots, do pretty much the same, and mostly clear skies. The swell is a half a metre to 1 metre from the east, so all going well on Pura Vida. Thank you for that. And Max from Y2K at Bay Mar 29C. That's a nice weather over there at New Caledonia. 1014 in the bar, nice sunny day, 10 knots from the southeast. And they are cleaning the hull for the Aussies biosecurity. They must be a bit like us. He's found 2 big suckerfish under Y2K, so they'd be doing a good job cleaning up the hull. Hope he doesn't have to pay them. He said it's a big one. One is almost a metre, which was rather scary when he saw it in the water. But I guess that would be eating a lot of green stuff, so that's actually quite useful. Okay, well, I'll probably give it to David now and I'll talk to you about where other people are shortly, because there are a few people on the go. A couple from Minerva, South Minerva, and a few braving the waters around New Zealand, but it's 30 knots, 35 knots around New Zealand up there at the moment, so not very pleasant. Here's David.
Okay, good evening to our listeners. And while Y2K is on there, I was taking a look at your weather to Bundaberg, and Max, you need to get there probably before the 5th of November, the way things are looking now. But anyway, not much change from my forecast yesterday, which is available on streaming, I think, right? Yep. Looking ahead. 5th of November, a significant high is going to control the weather from all the way from 165 west all the way over to 175 east. Its central pressure strong, 1031 millibar, with the center will be located at 35 south and 165 west. It's on its western border, roughly, we'll call it roughly the date line, we may expect to see an active trough from New Zealand to Fiji. So winds northeast to north-northeast. So for those that are planning a trip, that's something to consider. Those in Minerva should take heed of a developing low within this trough. Wind in Minerva could rise up to 40 knots from the northeast with heavy rain and cloud. Again, I'm talking about the 5th of November. Those planning on arriving New Zealand on the 4th and 5th will encounter the trough with northeast winds gusting 30 knots or more, and the usual cloud, rain, and squalls typical in an active trough. So moving to current weather in New Zealand, as Patricia's been talking about, we have encountered another violent depression with one front passing overhead today with rain, and we had thunderstorms, quite a few thunderstorms. 3 cold fronts in total over the country. That's my count. Most are going to head off to the northeast by tomorrow. So if anyone is on their way here, and there's a few, of course, be aware of one of the fronts crossing 28 south and 170 east all the way over to the date line. So it's shaped kind of east-west, you might say. So that's where that's going to be. Another passes Raoul Island in the Kermadec, where the actual winds right now, actually about an hour ago, were only westerly 10 knots. By late tomorrow, though, the remnants of the very last front may skirt Minerva. That's by late tomorrow. Maybe skirting Minerva, may not get there. So expect possible scattered showers and winds easterlies, not much, maybe 15 knots. And again, it may not even touch you there. And those wanting to leave Fiji today, according to Fiji Met, should expect fresh to strong easterlies, 20 to 25 knots. And tomorrow, virtually the same thing, but higher gusts up to 30 knots. So Barry and Andy, Mackay and Soy Libre, they got out just in time. So that's the summary as I look at it. And with that, here's the Chief.
Well, it looks like we're going to be sharing some of the weather. Boy, these fronts, we had 3 today, are going ripping past us. Just amazing weather. Not very encouraging. Let's see what it's like at Minerva. Beyond the Stars, Gulf Harbour Radio.
This is Beyond the Stars. How copy?
Yeah, nice copy, Mary. And I wonder if you've had it as pleasant again today, because it sounds like your good run might be coming to an end. Go ahead, over.
Yes, we have a lovely day today. The wind is about 5 to 6 knots. There's a pretty flat sea in here. Beautiful sunny day, and we have about 30 boats.
Okay, so another lovely day for people to enjoy Minerva. 5 to 6 knots of wind, how pleasant, and it's sunshine. We haven't sort of experienced that much here, and I'm sure some of in the deep south would really love to be there with you. So 30 boats there. There's a few left. I see Begonia left from South Minerva, so a few left from up there as well. So All right. Well, we'll probably see some action at some stage over the coming days. Thanks, Mary. Much appreciated. Is there anybody else with anything for Gulf Harbour Radio or to spread information? Please call now.
Then again.
Who's that? Zen again, Mike, and you've got a nice signal from Minerva. Over.
Very good. Likewise, reading you 555. Yeah, we're still here at Minerva. We're all set up and ready to leave tomorrow. I believe quite a large number of boats are leaving tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for the heads up, and it will be good with your good signal and with a couple of boats. Well, we're not getting any reports from anyone from Minerva at the moment, but well, we've got Soy Libre and Mackay out there. But yeah, it will be good to get your reports. What are you estimating your ETA will be then? Over.
Optimistically, Wednesday next week, more likely Thursday. We expect to have quite light winds initially, a bit of sailing, a bit of motoring, and then we'll be going across the trough or convergence area. I guess over the weekend, maybe early next week, and then the last few days with it easily backing northerly to blast us in. Over.
Okay, so I've put you down for Wednesday/Thursday next week. All right, sounds good, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you each day. So have a good trip, and I bet you've enjoyed your time there anyway. So it was very good to be able to have a few good days at Minerva, wasn't it? Okay, clear with Zen again, all getting prepared and ready. I guess there'll be a bit of a rush for the pass. So that'll be interesting tomorrow. And we'll see a few boats heading out from North Minerva. Is there anybody else? Please call. No, I'll just go back to streaming to see if there's any questions on there. I presume Max heard your comments for his trip. So hello to Ali as well. All right, that's about it from us. We're hoping for a moderation of weather tomorrow so that we can stop the hibernation, and we will be back again tomorrow night. Cheers, everybody. If you want the frequency to use, it's all yours.